Is it starting?
Yes.
Now it's starting.
Howdy,
Now
howdy.
you suddenly pixely on my end, but whatever. It's fine.
Hard to see in the little box. Oh, now we're good. I see. Yeah, we're good. Pixel, not
Okay.
pixel free.
Yeah, now we're good. Right, so I guess we're here. Round 2.
Hello again, everybody.
Hello again, our 4 listeners.
Hey.
It's just like when we were on KSDT. Honestly.
Retention. We retained our fans. That's good.
We're back with the BiH, the Bring It Ho. And yeah. How was your week this past week?
Let's see.
Or check-in. That's what we used to do. Now I remember our format. It was check-in, and then hot topics. And if we didn't have topics, we would just do hot or not. Or what was it? It was smash or pass.
Smash or pass was good. We can always do smash or pass as well.
We should each come up with one person to smash or pass each week.
How about we think about it over the course?
I have one person. It's related to a story I have to tell.
Okay, I still have to think about mine, but
yeah, you can check in first.
Okay, TY. Let's see, my week. Well, okay. So fucking Friday, the week between like Tuesday and Friday was whatever. But Friday, I get to I don't get to the kids' place. We go to the park. It was interesting. We had fun at the park, I guess. I had fun at the park. It was a good time. I didn't do shit really. So that was great. Yeah. Supervisor was there, then supervisor was there. And this person, one of them had lodged a complaint about me regarding professionalism, and so I had asked about it, and it was just like something about asking for water, and apparently the way I did it was unprofessional, and I was very shook. But anywho, you know what happened? We get to that place, we get to the kids' home afterwards. First thing that person does, they get their water bottle out, they're unscrewing it, and they ask that family, "Yo, can I get some water?" And I almost lost it. Oh my goodness, I was so mad. Did
they not talk to you about it beforehand?
No, not really.
They just didn't address it to you. They just filed the complaint.
Well, no, it was like over a phone. It was like over a phone, like meeting kind of with one of my supervisors, and it was just like mentioned at the end. And I was just like, okay, great, lovely. But it was wild. I don't know. It was interesting. And other than that, it was whatever. Saturday, Sunday. Nothing much. Family. Dad had a stroke. Interesting. He's fine in like the grand scheme of things, I suppose. No lasting effects. They're gonna do more testing and whatnot. Yeah. But that was interesting. My mom texted me on Sunday morning. She said, "I didn't want to tell you this last night, but I'll tell you it now." And I just figured, okay, I guess. Yeah, right. I was like, okay, yeah, I guess. Thanks, Mom. Good. Yeah. And then, yeah, I don't know. Yesterday
he feels okay.
Huh?
He feels okay.
Yeah. He said I was kind of a little like, oh my God. He said over the phone, because I called him last night, and he said he still has sometimes he has like random headaches, and like he says he feels like numbness on the other side still, but it's like getting less intense every time. But yeah, I was like, oh God, okay, I guess, Dad. He said it wasn't as bad as, the previous days and whatnot, so apparently it'll be better. Was wild though.
Yeah, that's kind of scary. Your dad's not even hella old.
No, he's like 50, mid-50s, maybe late 50s, somewhere in that range. Genetic lottery I get to look forward to. What's up?
Yeah. More reason to just live, laugh, love now,
I'm here for a good time, not a long time.
Thanks, Drake, He gave us YOLO too, right? Isn't that where YOLO's also from?
Yeah. That was I was like in high school.
He's giving us all the things to live by.
For the viewers of our age at this time, that was in high school. Who knows in the future if someone's consuming this? Will Drake be alive? Who knows? Will Drake even
Show this to your kids, man.
Well, let's see. How about you?
What has been happening lately? I was complaining about stuff at work, and I had a one-on-one with my boss, and she relayed it to her boss. So hopefully things will become better. Um, so that was good. And this past weekend was like my friend's birthday, and I drank like a little too much beer and was texting people as I do when I'm drunk, and they were taking my phone away. But I only really texted some dumb, fuckboys anyway. And I made myself like 3 dates for this week.
Oh no.
Which is fine, like whatever. It should be fun.
Could be good. Who knows? Maybe it'll be the one.
I've met most of them before. It's not like my first date. It's like my second, or like we've been continuously meeting up, so should be pretty good. Our friend Karen is in town, so I might see her this week. It's spring break, I guess.
Oh shit!
I always break. Spring break.
Spring break.
Oh my god, is it full? Is that can full?
I thought about shotgunning it, but then I was like, oh no.
Shotgunning alone is not the same, you know?
It ain't there.
Yeah. Was that just like in your drawer?
Oh no, I have like a 30 rack.
Oh, nice.
I like keep a 30 rack at all times. Not like always stocked, but like slowly. Sometimes I only drink once a week, sometimes twice a week. It depends. But usually I don't really drink that often anymore. Definitely not compared to back in the day. Back in the day.
Back in the day. Remember that one time that we bought like a giant case of like Rolling Rock and shotgunned them at the bus stop?
Trash. We were trash.
Honestly, a great time, and I would 10 out of 10 do it again.
Yeah. I have a good time as well. I
just thought it was funny that we had an open case of 30 Rock when the bus came. Or Rolling Rock when the bus came.
They didn't say shit. I thought we'd get some kind of shit, but I don't know. Maybe they've seen better stuff.
Yeah, man.
It is the college area.
Yeah.
Oh,
I just love embodying the frat boy mentality, ironically, but it becomes unironic, you know?
We were born for the life.
Like, if only we were both, like, white men who were, like, really straight, you know? We'd both be, like, fucking frat bros.
Man.
All the way.
I'd be pounding it, dog.
Be pounding it every day.
Ooh. Yeah, it'd be wild. I may be. I guess somewhere
alternate universe, you know?
Multiverse, Dylan is pounding away.
Yeah.
Our Dylan.
In all respects.
Dill Bob.
Yeah. Good. All right. So, do you have any topics for this week?
For the I don't know. I wrote them down in the same format as before, but I don't really have any like global news things outside of like all the flooding in the Midwest, which I found kind of interesting.
Are they okay?
As far as I know, it's not a very large portion of the Midwest. I believe it states along the Missouri River, more towards the south end of it, or not south, but like the bottom end. I don't fucking know if it ends like east or west or whatever, but towards the tail end of it, it just over fucking flowed, and it just flowed, and there was this really funny
there, right? It's all like flat there. It's mostly flat over there.
Yeah, there was this this article that had a picture of some U.S. nuclear strategic defense like base or some such garbage, and it was just flooded. It was beyond. I look beyond salvageable. I don't know how water damage works, but a lot of that shit was very far underwater.
I feel like if you have electronics, it's probably fucked.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And then I wondered, as I was listening to these reports and whatnot on NPR, brought to you by NPR.
Damn, you can listen to NPR a lot, huh?
It was, what was it? It just made me wonder things like, I know localized weather phenomena does not equate to, climate change. The two are not correlation, causation, all that and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But it just made me remember things about, where was it? The Mayan calendar. People were so fucking into the Mayan calendar, like, yeah, this is going to be the end and whatnot. And why are people so willing to base their faith in such stupid things that make no sense when we have
Honestly, yeah.
real observable things happening that are possibly pointing to, like, not possibly, definitely pointing towards
Yeah,
a
it's
deteriorated
interesting.
climate.
It's interesting how people put faith, like, remember when people were like, the resurrection is coming, or whatever, in like 20, well, what was it, like 2012?
Of
And also,
Jesus?
like, huh?
Of Jesus Christ?
Yeah, and
Oh,
then,
okay,
like,
yes.
and then it was gonna be like Judgment Day or something, and everybody was freaking out. But then it's like, you're right, like, massive flooding happens and all this shit, and there's like evidence for climate change, and then people are just like, the earth is
That's fake
flat,
news.
you know?
Uh, I wonder. I wonder why it's so wet. I guess, yeah, again, localized weather phenomenon, maybe not even a real lid thing, but if it happens in the future, I guess that would point towards some kind of thing. And then it made me wonder, I thought maybe I'd be safe moving inland, when the great floods happen and all that shit, because La Jolla's fucked if there was a flood or
No,
something.
it's kind of fucked no matter where you go, right?
I
So
guess
like,
that's true. Maybe
so
towards
like,
the equator, maybe?
so like the coast is gonna rise.
Yeah, I'm fucked where I am. I need to get out of
So
this.
we're gonna have that, and then the Earth is gonna get hotter. So like, the hotter the overall temperature is, the more like um water vapor is in the air, right? So that means there's more storms.
Oh, fuck.
So that's like, I'm pretty sure that's why we've been having like this whack ass like rain and shit after the drought. Like overall, like on average, if more water's evaporating, more waters has to come down
I guess, yeah, that's true. That would make sense.
somewhere, you know.
Damn.
So I think we're all just fucked.
I'm not here for it, but how fucked will it be by the time I die is all I can wonder.
That's another thing I think about. I feel bad for my nephews and niece, you know? Like, good luck.
Good luck, champ. You got it. I
Good
believe.
luck. Yeah,
I
good
believe.
good luck, champ. But also, like, I feel like technology is decent enough that, like, the humans will survive for a while.
We're very tenacious. That's true.
Yeah.
We somehow rose to the top and have stayed at the top for a long ass time.
Yeah, it's kind of whack.
And I imagine we're somewhat due for extraterrestrial contact at some point. I'm hoping that happens at some point in our lives. I feel like it's gotta happen. We've been
I
doing
feel like it
stuff.
would be freaky, and
I
they'd probably
everybody
be
always
better than
imagines
us.
everybody always imagines it'd be bad, but I always imagine it'd just be like whatever. But
The
who
real
knows?
question is, would you fuck an alien?
Well, I'm not gonna say no. I don't know. They could. What if they looked human? I don't know. What if they look phenotypically like us? Maybe they have like a serrated asshole or something, and then that's like, ooh, surprise. But
Yeah,
depends.
I guess it has to do with like what kind of junk you're dealing with.
Depends. That's true. What was it? At the end of the day, you're not having sex with this. You're having sex with whatever's going on there. This is just part of the act.
Yeah, 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 for sure, for sure. I would say there's probably no harm, right? Because the likelihood that you could probably breed with them is probably very slim.
Oh, yeah. I doubt it.
So, I mean, maybe you can get like a extraterrestrial STI.
Ooh,
Um, that could be
spread it.
dangerous.
Spread it to the human population. Be
The
wild.
next big mad cow disease is like an
Damn.
extraterrestrial STI.
Fucking mad cow. I wonder how those things. Well, maybe we'll see it. If you remember on last week's episode, we talked about vaccines.
Yeah,
Maybe we'll see
vaccine.
mad cow sometime. But yeah, that's about all I had for global things. I had something about like, nah, yeah, that's about it.
I don't think I have any global things. I mean, the Mueller investigation is ongoing. People want the reports.
It turned up, what was it, inconclusive or something? It was kind
Something
of like
like
we
that.
knew he didn't do it, but we don't know if he did do it or some
I
shit
think
like
the
that.
point. I feel like the annoying thing at this point in our presidency, right, is like clearly there are things wrong with him.
Yeah.
And clearly there are like illegal things that have been done,
Uh,
right?
I
There's
would
like
agree.
not really like I guess you can hand wave and like try to deny it. I'm sure plenty of people do. But like I don't know, I feel like at some point the the idea of impeachment is just so far fetched because everybody is so delusional. So it's
I
kind of just
guess
hopeless, right? So our best
well, it
move is just to
also
like wait until 2020 and try to get him out.
that's what I'm imagining. Because it also might not. What would it be? Too late at this point. What would we really get? Because then we would get Pence. Is Pence
Yeah,
better? Pence
he's a
better? I
piece of
don't know.
shit. He
What was it?
wasn't he the
Conservative?
one that like caused an AIDS outbreak in like whatever state that he was governing or the senator of.
Why people gotta hate on the queers? I just don't get it.
You know,
Oh shit, we're out
I
here.
just don't get in general like why people care so much about what other people do if it doesn't really affect them. But then at the same time, they always twist it like, oh, it's affecting my children and my community. I'm like, okay, whatever.
My kid's gonna be confused, and they're not gonna know what to think of life and whatnot. And
They
you
will stray
know,
away from my ideals.
as somebody who works with children, I mean, it's never come up that like sexuality has never come up. I don't know. It's never been mentioned or talked about. What's the point? They don't care. Why would they care? You have to
Also, they're
teach them to
children, you
care.
know, like, they're children.
It's a
I
learned thing. Oh, there was this one kid that I had paint. Well, like sometimes paint the nails. I tried to today, but I did it too fast, and then well, I did
got
it after the shower because sometimes I do it before the shower. And of course, that's a foolish move, but I sometimes do that. But I did it afterwards, and it kind of came off a bit. So then I ended up just scraping it, not scraping it, but washing it off. But anyways, I had some on, and he asked me, "Why do you have girl nails?" And I was just so confused because I didn't know what he meant by that. Like, do you mean they're what? And
girly
then I
shaped.
realized he meant they were painted. But
Yeah.
that's the only time a kid has ever like mentioned anything like that. So I don't know.
Hmm. I don't know.
Kids are
I,
pretty accepting in most regards. Well, then actually, sometimes I wonder. Kids are pretty awful too sometimes. So
I was a pretty awful child. I will admit, in fourth grade, I did cyberbully somebody.
ooh, over like
Like, I just like sent her a mean email, and I thought it would be anonymous. But you know when you like set up in your email, it asks for your name, and then if it's like from someone you don't know, the name comes up.
shit.
So she like knew it was me. Basically, I just told her to mind her own business and to like tell the truth, because she was always like really annoying in like in other people's business and like I don't know, telling I don't know if she was lying, but she was just annoying as fuck.
That doesn't really
And then she
sound.
like and then she like confronted me and then I was just like, yeah, I did do that. Sorry. Or I don't even think I said sorry. I was just like, yeah, I did that. And then she was like, why did you do that? And I was just like, because I did. Like I just kind of like ignored it.
They
And then
did
I
it because they did.
remember like she moved away. And then after that, I felt really guilty about it for a long time. So I tried to like apologize. And then she just never responded. So,
You
it's a
tried.
wild time.
You tried.
I tried. I tried to right my wrongs, usually.
I feel like that's a very low grade form of
Yeah,
bullying.
Very low grade. I did not tell somebody to like kill themselves, you know, like I wasn't like messaging people saying like you're a fucking whore or something.
I do remember.
This was also when I was in elementary school.
Fourth grade, what is that, like around 10-ish, 9-ish?
Yeah,
Probably younger than that, maybe. I don't know.
yeah, something like
But I guess I was one of those kids that if you had a console, I wasn't a fucking Call of Duty kid. Fuck that. I don't know that concept. Like not the concept of the game, but just that game. It always perplexed me that it was so wildly successful, but it's just, in my
it's just an
opinion,
FPS.
yeah, and it doesn't change hardly any between what I noticed between all the different versions of it. It's just, hey,
It's
there's
just
maybe
different maps, you know. But I never played campaign on it, so maybe the story, like each story, I think is a different war. But I never really played that. I just played online anyway.
that's like history.
Yeah.
I fucking did history. Why would I need to see that shit? I guess I don't know, and that's a weird thing about glorification of military and whatnot. But where was I going with this? Yeah, Gears of War. I played Gears of War as a teenager, and I was somewhat toxic on that community. Not in like the go kill yourself sense, but in like the, I guess just like fuck you, you suck kind of sense. You know, low grade toxicity.
Low grade toxicity, but I feel like it's also not that it makes it okay, but that's like a common theme within the gaming community. It's like
True,
that
true.
stereotype that like 12-year-old boys are calling you a bitch, you know?
I fucked your mom. Here, let me make my voice really deep so you know I'm not a kid. And things like God. And I eventually got like a keyboard like attachment for the Xbox 360 just so I could, or the Xbox 360 controller,
Just
just
so you
so I
could
could
talk
talk shit
shit.
better. Yeah, yeah. I
Oh
bought
my
that just to do that better. It was mildly successful, but then I grew out of it after I stopped having a console.
yeah.
I guess when I moved to college, yeah, I became a less toxic gamer.
Hmm. Yeah, I didn't really play too much like online games that consisted of talking shit. I mainly just played like Maple Story,
That
which
was such
was
a good
like
one.
trying to like I feel like a lot of those MMOs are like you just walk around and like try to make friends on the internet.
Ah, you're
um,
not there for a good-looking game. You're there for the people and the gameplay, and it delivered on both aspects, in my opinion.
yeah.
Very addicting. When was that? Like elementary to middle school, I think, is when I started. I don't remember when I stopped, but I played it for a while, and I had a good
Yeah.
time. My
I
account
played
got hacked.
I played Gunbound.
Mm.
Um, it was like a little kind of like Worms, where you like have a little thing and then you move around and try to like kill people around the map. But it was like yeah, it was pretty wholesome. Although I did have like online boyfriends, but I was like 10, and like it was kind of freaky. Like I freaked out about it because like I liked having them, and then we would talk on like Yahoo Messenger or like MSN, and then I freaked out because I started watching like Dateline with Chris Hansen, and then I just like cut them all off because it freaked me out because I realized like I'm an 11-year-old,
That
and
is
I told them I'm 11 and they want to be my boyfriend,
shit.
which is I feel like is clearly
I don't have a red
not
flag, but red
yeah.
flag waving it around. It's,
So yeah, I don't know. I somehow as a child like realized that and stopped and didn't talk to them anymore, but I could see, you know, these platforms are kind of mildly concerning.
yeah, I
Yeah.
had a back when I played Star Wars Galaxies. If any of you listening or watching know what that is, good for you. Awful, awful in my opinion, looking back at it. But it was like an online, kind of like WoW, but Star Wars. Played it. My brother and I shared an account, and I remember I would always make female characters because little queer me was just like, ooh, I can make. Ooh. But what you call it. Yeah, I had like an online boyfriend kind of thing. He was definitely a man that was not near my age. I don't recall if I gave him my name, but yeah, we like exchanged emails and things, and it was just like I do remember I told my parents like I didn't think it was a weird thing, and I just mentioned it, and they were like, "What?" And that's when I realized, oh, this is a thing. Okay.
Yeah, good for
So I
your
don't know how it
parents.
was. I must have been 10-ish at most, I think. So I was, yeah, around the fucking age. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I,
I do recall another thing that made me stop was there was like this nice teenage boy that I was playing Gunbound with, and I noticed that whenever people would be like, "How old are you?" and stuff, like he wouldn't say the same age. He would be like, "How old are you?" and then say an age similar to what they said. And then one time I was talking to him about it, and I was like, "Before you said you were like 15, but then you just said you were 19." And then he was like, and then like I think he realized that I was literally a child.
oh shit.
And then he was like, "You shouldn't tell people that you're 11."
What? What?
Like he was like, "You should be careful," and like just, he was like, "I just tell people I'm near their age or whatever."
I guess that's
But I
kind of like a smart tactic. I guess that kind of makes sense to
but I
me.
think that also made me be like, maybe I shouldn't have a boyfriend because I am a 10-year-old.
Well,
And then it kind
young
of freaked
love.
me out because then they asked me like, "Where are you from?" And I was like, "The Bay Area." But then this one guy I talked to was like, "Yeah, like I live in Fremont." And I was like, "My brother lives there." And then I was like, "Wait a
Yeah,
minute. Like I probably shouldn't talk to these people."
that's close.
Cuz like I would have these nightmares about like them coming to my house and me being like, "Oh shit, they're actually at my house."
Mm.
Um but yeah, the point is I'm safe now and nothing ever happened. The point is watch out, kids.
That's true.
Um,
Don't give out personal info.
yeah,
Uh,
I feel like it's especially hard nowadays because it's so easy to like stalk people and get information just
yeah.
based off of like if you're on Instagram and you're at like the San Diego Zoo, it's like, oh, okay, you live in San Diego.
The like people that take videos and have children in it, and they don't even know those kids, but you're posting these things online, and that's how a lot of kids end up getting kidnapped and shit like that. So don't post videos of children that aren't yours, or at least without permission, because
Yeah.
people will take those kids. There are so many fucking kids missing. But what you call it? Yeah, I guess you could just look at somebody's Facebook. Usually they keep it pretty updated. You could honestly just Google them, and if their name isn't famous
Also,
actor, you probably got something.
yeah. Also, like LinkedIn, you can
Hmm.
find out where anybody works
Ooh,
and literally
ooh,
just
that's.
show up at their work.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
So
Uh,
yeah, I just feel like there's no such thing as privacy anymore, and if someone wanted to stalk and kill you, like they just would. I don't know if you watched the Netflix show Us, or no, the Netflix show You.
I watched an episode or two of that, and I just couldn't handle it. The scene where he was jacking off outside the apartment, I was like, this is too much.
Okay, but like the way he found the apartment was off her Instagram, and I was like, that's so feasible in real life.
That is weird. I guess. Well, I do have the wonderful privilege of being a man and not really having to. Jesus Christ. Who the fuck is calling? There's like some bullshit whack ass number because it's like I figure if you're a real person and you're really calling me, you're gonna leave a voicemail. Otherwise, fuck you. Why am I
Yeah.
gonna answer that number?
Well, I
And
always
it's
get a
just
lot of robocalls from like local zip code, like area codes, and I think it's like they find out where you live and they like make up these fake numbers with the area codes to like trick you into answering.
well, I've consistently been getting one for a while that's always the same, but it's different area codes around the fucking country, which is like really annoying. But
Yeah.
it's just some religious shit, and they're saying shit like, "Oh, your soul is burning in hell, and you need redemption." And it's always an automated message, so I can't just tell them like, "Eat my ass." But I think it's them. Anywho, what were we talking about?
You're talking about the show and
Yes,
stalking
stalking as
and how it's so
accessibility of
easy to
information.
stalk. Yeah.
It is really crazy to me. I was thinking about it. I know where people live, and I know things about their family lives and their family schedules, and it's weird.
Through your job.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's kind of strange, but I feel like
I,
it's part. Yeah, it's part of the job.
I didn't have the job. I wouldn't know where all these families lived. I would know shit about them because, like, I mean, why would I? But it is very weird to think that the information is accessible to me. And I thought, like, God, I would never do this. But what if somebody sold that information or something?
If you were a creepy asshole, you could easily do that.
That was fucking wild. The
Fucking
internet. The dark web. Ooh. That's spooky
sell it on
shit.
the dark web for $1 million.
I wonder. I've never been.
I I've never used it.
It sounds like a fun, interesting place, but probably isn't. Well,
Yeah, I just wouldn't want to mess with it. I had a nightmare last night that the girl from Get Out, I don't know if you watch Get Out, but the white girl from Get Out,
yes.
like, was my, was like my roommate or something. And then that, like, I cheated on, like, I fucked her boyfriend or whatever who also lived with us.
Mm,
And then that, like, she was upset, but it was all just, like, a ploy to, like, eat me.
oh, like,
Like they were trying to engage me in this like three-way like love triangle scandal so that they could keep me living in the house so that they could just eat me.
like slowly
Because
over time or in one go.
no, like slowly, cause like I was arguing with, well, I was like trying to tell her like, oh, I didn't know it was not okay to hook up with him, and then I ended up like hooking up with her, and while we were hooking up, she was like biting me and stuff,
Ooh,
but in like a
nice.
kinky way. But it was probably all just like a lead up into like her eating me.
War, good old war.
And then I was trying, and then like I figured it out, and I was trying to like run away and like leave the house, but I
Did
like
it have an
there's no one
overall
to help
spooky?
me.
Did it have an overall spooky feel to it?
Yeah, it was kind of spooky. Um, it was like spooky in the way where it's like you want to escape, but you can't. Like
Mm,
I was physically like running away, but there was like no one around to help me,
oh god.
and like she was like chasing me with like with like a gun or something, and I was just like fuck me. I guess I'm just that tasty.
I've had a slew, not a slew, but four or five in recent memory of home invasion themed nightmares, and those are just not a good time.
Those are not a good time because they're feasible.
Right?
You
My
know.
mind might be preparing me or something, but they're always in my old house. The old house I used to live in and as a child, and it's just weird to me that it takes place there. Well, not
It's not
always, but a
like
lot
the
of the
current
time.
house your parents are in.
Yeah, not that one now. For
Oh,
some
okay.
reason. It's always the one before that one. Or the one in Prescott, but the Prescott one makes a little bit more sense to me because it's out in the middle of fucking nowhere in the woods, so that's a lot more feasibly spooky.
Yeah.
But what was a good one that happened recently? There's a good one. I've had this kind of theme for a couple dreams. There's a pet, like something to do with a pet, maybe a pet grooming service or a pet something service with this little van that like parks on the street. And I
Yeah.
noticed it, and I'm thinking, huh, we didn't like ask for that. And then apparently the van is just a front for like people just like getting access into like your home to just go up in it and steal shit and like murder you and stuff like that. So I had figured it out, but my family didn't know, so I had to go tell them. And then by the time I figured where that was, for some reason I couldn't find them in the house, and then I found them, but it was too late, and people were in the house, and they were chasing us, and they had like knives and guns and stuff, and it was just like, running out, chasing. Yeah, not a good time.
Not a good time.
But it doesn't happen often.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. It doesn't happen too often. Yeah, I thought this was a kind of weird dream. I wasn't really thinking about like this kind of stuff, but it just happened.
Subconscious, maybe dealing with some wild, turbulent emotions. What is it? The full moon is in Aries? No, God, no, that doesn't make sense. The full moon, but what is it? Mercury's in retrograde. Maybe that's having some kind of weird.
Something in retrograde. Something's always in retrograde that's fucking us up.
That's fucking true. I remember Venus was in retrograde for my whole birth month, which was just wild. Why is my ruling planet doing this to me? But
what is your moon sign and your rising?
oh, I don't remember off the top of my head. I know Cancer is one of them, and then I think Pisces is the other, but I don't know the other, but I know one for sure was Cancer, which I remember being. I felt like that made sense. What are they about? Emotions and feeling things.
Yeah, emotional. Feel a lot of feelings, I guess.
I got to, there's stuff spinning around in here. I'd say there's feelings.
Yeah.
Yours.
Okay, I need an opinion.
Oh, yes.
Okay. Kind of related to feelings.
Okay.
So, if someone rejects you, and then at a later point in your, like, friendship or relationship with this person, they're like, wow, like, I'm actually kind of attractive to you. Is that's a no-go, right?
I would imagine I'm not into the concept because it's like what changed? Unless it was very early on in you knowing them that you were rejected, but that's a little weird. I don't know. I guess that just means they didn't take the time to get to know you, and then once they got to know you more, they realized, oh, that's great. But then it's like, well, why? Like you shallow? I don't know.
Yeah.
Would you still be interested in this person?
I think the problem is that I actively have been trying to no longer be interested. And then they said something like that, and then I was like, oh shit.
And reopen the box.
Yeah, and it was kind of annoying. I was like, why do you do that? But whatever. I think engaging will only lead to upsetty spaghetti.
Well, I think I don't know. I suppose maybe it's not all that terrible. I don't know. The closest thing I could equate it to would be if I posted a picture in clothing versus without clothing, and then the difference in responses. Because then it's just like, why you being vain and weird? But that's not the same at all. Or I don't know. That's the only thing I could really equate it to.
Okay, imagine this. I'm gonna put it. I made up this thing. It might not be similar. Okay. Remember your old coworker that was like, I don't date coworkers?
Oh my fucking god, yes.
Imagine if you posted a cute photo of yourself and then he commented with like a thirsty comment. I feel like this is kind of similar.
Okay.
You know, like, you just, like, it was a hard shutdown, and then now you're being like, oh,
my immediate reaction when you put it that way was, well, fuck you. But
yeah, I guess so.
It's like, what's different, you know? Why now?
Yeah, that's kind of my feeling. It's like, what's different now? I guess we, like, know each other a lot better, but then it's, like, all based off of just, like, shallow stuff anyway. The thirstiness.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of it.
That's the reaction I'm getting from most. Although one person pointed out the fact that, like, before we were in, like, a different situation, like, we were both very in, like, different states of mind. So we both have changed. So maybe now it's different.
Do I know this person?
You do know this person.
Okay, I think I know who you're talking about. Okay, well, did you see this person last time we came to San Diego and there was interesting activities?
Yes.
Oh, okay, okay,
But also,
okay.
like, also he apologized about the thirsty comments because he was like, that's inconsiderate of your feelings.
Oh,
You know, so it's like,
that's
I
nice.
know you're a good boy, but now I'm
I
kind of like,
guess like I didn't know the deeper emotional context of it and whatnot. So that does change the perspective a bit, I suppose. Um, I don't know though. You did say you're trying to shut the box, and then they reopened it, and it's just like grrr.
yeah, it's like,
Isn't that
like I
progressive?
told him that. I was like, you know, I've been trying to close this, you know, but it's kind of annoying, but you know, I'll deal with it.
Mm.
But but also because I am a reading hoe, um, part of me's like, the self-destructive part of me's like, I should just try something.
I love it. I love it. Like, why
But
the fuck?
also, the other part of me is like, we're really good friends, and I appreciate him a lot as a friend. So I shouldn't play with it. But then, you know, I go back and forth.
You know, like, but
But
should be more than friends.
yeah, but then also part
Um,
of me is like, I'm gonna move. So like, whatever.
well, I
Why mess
guess.
things up before I leave? You know.
Well, if you never see him again,
But that makes me sad.
so then I guess that means you care more than I don't know. So maybe you should. I don't know. Talk to this person. Maybe.
I think I'm just gonna try to talk to this person, but I've been like kind of dying about it for like the past few days.
Mm, I'd say we're here for a good time, not a long time. Why not? What's the worst that could happen?
Yeah. My coworker said she's this older woman that I kind of have a crush on. Um, but she was like, "You're both not mature adults yet. Just revisit it another time. You know, like after you finish grad school or something." And
That
she
is
was like,
possible.
and I was like, "What? Do you think we're both like immature infants?" And she's like, "More like just teenagers." And I was like, "You're not wrong, honestly."
Well, I do wonder what more do we have to do in terms of quote adulting.
Oh my god, wait. Okay. So I used to always say 30 is the new 20, but I watched this TED Talk that's literally titled 30 is not the new 20, and she made some very good points about how like we always talk about development in terms of adolescence and but nobody ever talks about adult development and that your 20s are your time to like develop as an adult into like and make all your like defining, not necessarily set in stone, but a lot of defining decisions as to how you're going to live your adult portion of your life. So like 30 is not the new 20, like
Because the 20 is
because
still happening.
20 is still happening and it's like it's the time to like do that development before you like, you know, enter your 30s and all this shit other shit needs to happen if you want it to happen, you know.
I
Uh,
really, I really subscribe to that idea because I'm approaching 25. I'm approaching midway through these 20s, and I have no fucking idea anything or about much of anything. Like, I don't know. I pay my bills. I buy food. I feed myself. I have a car. Well, I don't like own a car technically, I suppose, but I doubt my parents are
use
going to
car.
ask me for the fucking car back. It's basically mine.
Yeah.
Maintenance and everything on it and whatnot since I've had it, but I don't know what's next. Do I buy a house? Do
No, I
I?
think that's the thing. The point she's trying to make is like, you shouldn't waste your 20s like not thinking about this stuff, because like if you want to, like have a kid, buy a house, do all these things in your future, like now's a good time to like set that, like begin working on it so that you can get there by the time you're like mid 30s or whatever.
I see. Never too early to start
So I guess
planning.
it's yeah, so I guess it's like she used this example of like she was like a psychologist or something, and one of her patients would come in and like talk about how all her relationships, all her boy problems are like and stuff, and she would say, well, 20 is the new 30 or 30 is the new 20, so like it doesn't matter. But then the the talk the person was like, but it does matter because the next thing you know is you're 30 and you're still in these like unhealthy relationships and you don't know how to deal with them or how to make them healthy.
I do. I guess I understand that, or not. I guess I do understand that sentiment, and I do believe that. Yeah, if you're not setting the precedent. You know the word I'm looking
Precedent?
for.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're not setting that now, when are you ever going to set it? And habits are hard to break. So that is a very interesting idea. And I feel that it happens even earlier than in our 20s, at least for definitely for queer people and whatnot, because I remember as a kid, I definitely wasn't super, maybe consciously like aware of it, but there's no there's no man and man relationship to like emulate, and there's none of these things to understand and like develop through.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, when am I ever gonna figure out, oh yeah, I can meet a man and not have sex with him, and I can actually have a conversation with him and do things beyond that, because
Yeah.
that's all I've ever really like engaged with him with and known. And so it's like that's a very interesting one.
Yeah.
I never thought about that.
Yeah. Well, I think it's just like the moral of her talk is like, don't waste your 20s like doing the same thing, because then you'll run out of time and you'll be 30 and you'll be like, oh, I'm 30 now and I still don't know like what I want out of life.
I don't know how to figure out what I want though. I know how to figure out what I don't want to do.
I think that's the first step in knowing what you want, right?
I
Knowing
guess
what you
that's
don't
true.
want.
You narrow down the options.
Yeah, 'cause there's
Don't
like so
want,
many options.
don't want kids. Fuck them. Or I don't want anything working to do with children. Fuck that. Don't want to do that anymore.
Yeah.
Maybe like functioning children or like normally functioning children in like a school environment, maybe. Maybe.
Yeah.
But even then, I don't know. Could I be like a preschool teacher? I feel like I just don't bring enough pep in my step.
Paige became a preschool teacher.
They did, that's right.
If they can do it, you can do it.
Probably. That's true.
Yeah.
Probably. Actually, yeah, I could do it. I wonder, maybe I could. Maybe I would. Maybe. I don't know. I was having the conversation with my dad. Yeah, I was like, "What do you want to do?" Though I was like, I don't fucking know. I really enjoyed retail. Really enjoyed that. But what the fuck is there to do in retail besides like run shit?
Um,
That's
Depending on the company, you can like work your way up to manager and then like become an associate at the company. Just depends.
maybe.
Or you could, find something that is expensive to sell.
I should work at the fucking Tesla here at the UTC Center or UTC Mall.
Yes.
I think
Yeah.
there's a dude on Grinder that works there, and I've chatted with him, and we've like exchanged dick pics and whatnot, and never fucked, but I saw him once when
Were
I was
you
walking
ever
there.
planning to?
I would have been down. It's just our schedules never really matched up because my schedule is turbulent,
Mm.
very very erratic sometimes, so I never found a time to ram the castle towers, as it were. Slam with sausages.
Yeah.
Or
Never have time to sword fight.
No, no, yes. For the viewers, gay sex, yes, you do that. It's a good
Yeah.
time. I can vouch. I've been there. I've done that. I've never done that, but well,
You know, the two types of gay sex, right? It's either this or for women like this, that's what everyone thinks, right?
well, I guess
Obviously in ways.
is this docking almost though?
This once you
Docking.
start sliding, this is docking.
Ooh, that concept disgusts me so much, and I don't really know why, but
I would I too find some it just sounds unpleasant.
I don't
I
know what
don't
the
think I will
vaginal.
ever be able to experience it, and I'm okay with that.
I don't know what the vaginal like form of that would be though. You know,
I don't think
I
there
don't
is.
know shit about vaginas. Don't know shit about them.
Have you seen one in real life?
No, never.
You're a gold star.
I've seen a boob in real life. Well, I've seen like multiple people's one boob when they're like showing like a nipple piercing, but I don't think I've ever seen like a set of boobs. Or if I have, like I just never really like did or did or something. I don't know. Maybe I have. That's probably not true. I've probably seen boobs. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just recall the ones with nipple piercings and then it's just like, whoa, look at that. That looks painful.
Would you get
But I
one?
always say it's not.
Would you get one?
I don't know. My nipples don't really do much for me as it is, so I feel like what's the point?
Well, some people get it because it makes it like more sensitive.
Um,
So it's supposed to be like more fun.
I guess it's like the same idea with an earring. My earrings never got fucking snagged on anything, but that's my number one fear is it just gets snagged on something.
I
But they
feel
never,
like the nipple is more snaggable.
just like the shirt and
Yeah.
then like
If
the
you wear like a
bed.
sweater.
Well, I guess if you're wearing it without like a shirt on underneath or something, like a thick catchable sweater. Yeah, I think I go true. Yeah, it could be messed up. That could fuck. That could suck. I don't know. I don't think I would though. I still am on the fence about the industrial. Like I want to, but I just don't know if I could do it. I mean, not
You
know
think it
if
would
I
hurt
could.
too much?
I think I don't know if the pain would be. I don't remember the pain being even that much for. Well, I guess regular piercings don't really hurt that much.
Mm-hmm.
I've never gotten a cartilage, and I heard that kind of hurts a bit more. But maybe I'll get a cartilage. It'll be fun. A step up.
Yeah, I don't think it hurts that bad. Also, when you got yours, I remember you got it with a gun.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's also different than like
The gun
getting
was.
cartilage. Because a gun feels like someone's stapling your ear.
It was
Okay.
very fast. I felt like, but I guess the pierce part is probably really fast too. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like it's less intense. Like when someone's like putting
Mhm.
the needle in. I feel like the
I
gun's very much like snappy.
I didn't like how the needle part of the gun. I don't know if this is just a part of the gun or if this is Claire's, but the needle part that actually did the piercing was smaller than most piercing, like the part you put in
Yeah.
your ear. So that was very annoying to me because then I had to fucking stretch my ear hole. It wasn't a very large amount, but I did have to stretch it a bit, and that was painful.
Yeah.
But they only close occasionally. This one closed today, or not closed today, but I found it closed today, and I had to re-pierce it. But
Like you
such is
just
the way.
jam the earring in.
Mm-hmm. There's a
Yeah.
little skin on the other side, and I was just like, oh, look at that.
No, I
So
think it's necessary sometimes.
I didn't pay $20 for nothing. They better
Mm,
stay open. But I guess I could just
true.
re-pierce them.
True. I would say yeah. Maybe get a cartilage, and then if you think it's not that bad, you can go for the industrial. But I really don't think it hurts that bad. But also, I have a high pain tolerance, so don't trust me.
I don't know. I guess that's a hard thing to measure. I don't think I have a high pain tolerance, but I don't think I have a low one. So I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I feel you're probably subjected to more internal like pain things than I am. Well,
Yeah,
definitely.
I'm an emotional hoe.
Well, no, I mean just like the physical menstruation is like a fucking.
Menstruation.
That's a painful ass
My
fucking
menstruation
thing.
doesn't hurt.
Oh.
Mine's not that bad. Maybe I'll get some cramps,
I don't
but
have to deal with that shit. That already sounds
yeah,
painful. Is it like a
yeah.
foot cramp?
It's like when you're running and then you're like, oh, my side hurts.
Oh, God.
Kind of. Do you ever get cramps when you run or like you
Um,
exercise?
I don't run that often. When I swam, I would sometimes get like foot cramps, and I remember those being really fucking
Yeah,
painful.
those I get those sometimes and they hurt a lot. But usually, like when you menstruate, it's cramps in like your abdomen.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I think I know that kind of pain. Definitely not to the intensity, but I can imagine.
yeah. It's kind of like when you really have to shit.
Oh, and it lasts for just a while, like a long time?
Yeah, and it
Ooh,
just like
ooh.
hurts.
No thanks.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll do it. Maybe I think my biggest thing is I have to find somebody to go with me to do it because I feel like I can't do it by myself for some reason.
I'm sure there's plenty of people who'd be down to go.
I feel like Marissa would. Marissa would
Yeah,
hold my hand while I got my ear pierced.
definitely. Definitely.
Um, I know she's wanted to maybe go and get like her either her tattoo retouched or get a new one, but I should ask her because I do want to get a new tattoo, and I get paid this Friday.
Of what?
I think the design I'm gonna go with would be what is it called? Veg Visser, I believe it's pronounced. It's a runic compass, not runic compass. Well, it's like a Nordic compass composed of a bunch of like runes and whatnot, and
Mm-hmm.
it supposedly guides the person to where they need to be. So that's I just like the design. The
Yeah.
I guess the philosophical or the
Yeah.
whatever meaning of it is interesting too, but.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know where I'd put it though, is what's always. I think I'll probably put it on my leg,
Mm-hmm.
my right leg
Well, yeah,
probably.
match your legs, right?
But I want to get it in a place I'll fucking see it because I feel like I don't fucking see my Ouroboros tattoo all
Yeah,
that
I forget
often.
that I have tattoos all the time, except for the one on my wrist, because I see it
Mm.
frequently.
And then people will comment on
But
it,
it
and they're
kind of
just
it's
like,
kind of
"What?
fucked up though, because then I'll like look at myself in a mirror and be like, "Whoa, my arm has shit all over it,"
Where did this come
and then I'll be like,
from?"
"Is that my body?" I guess it is.
I can't believe my Dos Equis. Maybe I'll get that retouched. I guess it
Yeah.
didn't come out like awfully.
I like how you just refer to it as Dos Equis straight up. Okay,
It's
this is a really dumb tattoo idea that I kind of want. I kind of want to get like you know that catchphrase like "Por qué no los dos."
yeah.
I kind of just want to like get that on my body somewhere because it's like I feel like it applies to my life in a lot of times when I'm just like freaking out over like what I want to do and then someone's like what "Por qué no los dos?" and I was like, you know what, you're right. You can do it
I
all.
feel
But
like
then
that's a
it's
very
but then it's that fucking meme with the little girl and the
yeah.
taco, like
Well, I think the sentiment I really do like the idea because so much of our thinking is either this or that, black or white, up or down, this or
yeah.
why can't it be more than one thing? So I
Yeah.
like that idea. I like the concept.
But then
I
I
feel
can't
like
get
people
over the taco part.
just get a taco somewhere else on your body, but not near there. So people will know you're a fan of tacos, but they won't think that's related.
Well, I mean, just like, if someone ever asks me about it, I'll be like, I'll explain to them why, and then they'll be like, but wasn't that from like a taco commercial? And then I'll be like, yeah, it is.
Congratulations! You're right, it was, but also, I get
Yeah.
what you mean. I don't know why. Oh, because I remember we were talking about Get Out, new movie by Jordan Peele. What is it? Us?
Us?
Yeah, I want to see that. I feel like that's. Is it supposed to be spooky though?
It's supposed to be fucking scary. I'm down to see. I kind of want to see it though.
I'm on the
Oh
fence
my
about
god, though. More importantly, not to like shove your that
it.
aside. but I watched Captain Marvel, right?
Oh.
And it was fine. Whatever, it's a good movie.
Mm.
But the trailer for Detective Pikachu has got me fucking hyped. I'm so hyped for Detective Pikachu.
In what
Like,
sense?
it's so dumb. You know,
Oh.
Ryan Reynolds is Pikachu, and
Yeah.
it's like live action, and there's
Yeah.
like all these furry ass Pokemon, but it's so cute, and I'm ready.
So it's not supposed to be Deadpool-y, more kid friendly?
No, it's super kid friendly.
Oh, okay, okay.
It's like he's like Pikachu, and Pikachu is trying to like help this kid find his dad, and like Greninja seems like he's a bad guy. I don't know, but there's like other Pokemans, and
Huh.
they're all
That
kind of
sounds
like animated in a furry texture because it's 3D. I don't
For
know.
some reason, I thought of Spirited Away, but just it's Pokemon. But
Nah.
people always had to find their parents as children. It's not just Spirited Away. I like the concept, I suppose.
Yeah.
Captain Marvel. I haven't seen it, but I read reviews about it.
Yeah. Are you interested at all?
No, it didn't sound very good to me. I think the movie probably would be good if, from what I understand of it, it didn't spend so much time with Carol Danvers not knowing who she is because we already know who she is. So then it's like, bitch, we already know who you are. Can you fucking figure it out? But I didn't watch the movie, so I don't know how accurate the view is to like that sentiment. But I did hear that there was a trailer for a new X-Men movie. It's like kind of uncanonical, but it's supposed to be a scary version of, or a scary take on mutants and whatnot. I think it was called The New Mutants. Something about an asylum and insane or insanity and things like that. And I thought about maybe I'd see that.
Interesting. I like the X-Men universe for the most part. I feel like most of their movies are pretty good.
Yeah,
Um,
I agree. I think I always enjoyed the X-Men. Are they in the same no, they're in DC, aren't they? No, they're not. They're in
no,
Marvel.
X-Men's Marvel,
Yeah,
right?
you're right. Yeah, they are normal.
Because I remember Spidey Man being in like one of their things before.
Oh, I remember seeing a great fucking meme, and it's like the X-Men are out just in someplace fucking voguing, and it's the caption, the X-Men while Thanos is beating up the Avengers. And they're just fucking
Love it.
getting out there fucking working it. It's just like, damn, fuck, fucking voguing.
Yeah, Captain Marvel was like I thought it was good, but it wasn't like so interesting that I was like entranced by the movie. Like the whole movie, I was like thinking about other things. Like
Um,
I was like, oh, this is a good movie, and like some parts, but I was like kind of drunk, and I was just like, eh.
a lot of the reviewers that I watched 3 or 4 reviews on it, and they all said that they just felt like Carol Danvers was just emotionally unavailable to the viewer, and it was hard to connect with her as a audience. That
Yeah,
was a big detraction.
yeah,
I heard, what was it, her co-pilot friend had a bigger like emotional response, and she had much less screen time. But again, didn't see the movie, so I don't actually know. I'll
yeah,
probably see it eventually when it comes out for free and whatnot.
yeah.
I like the concept. I like Captain Marvel. I think, what is she supposed to be, the most overpowered of the superheroes? At least
Yeah,
the
she
most
basically
overpowered.
just has like shit she shoots out of her hands, and it's like basically like a photon blast that like fucks up anything. And then she like also uses it to like fly by like, shooting it
Like the
down. And
Fire Lord,
yeah.
or like is
So
it
yeah, she's pretty cool. I'm excited to see her in like the next Avengers.
the Endgame?
Yeah, and how she like interacts with other people.
I think I'm going to see Endgame because I saw Infinity War, but
I
this
don't
time I'm not going to drink.
remember. I cannot distinguish between every Avenger movie I've seen.
I don't know.
Like I just watched them and I'm like, okay, they like did something with the bad guy and they're all here.
I do always watch them and come away thinking that looked cool. and that's about all I really internalized from them.
But I never really remember like what exactly happened.
I remember I remember going to Infinity Wars with Hans because, what is it, ArcLight's right over here, right next to us.
Mm-hmm.
And I found out they serve alcohol, and I had bought Hans's ticket, and then so Hans was like, "Oh, I'll like pay you back with like, what do you want to eat or drink?" And so I picked the most. Was the ticket was like $20, so I got like alcohol equivalent to basically $20, and I just was more drunk than I thought I would be from that amount of alcohol. So I was kind of drunk throughout the movie, so I don't remember a lot of it. But I just remember having a very strong emotional response to Gamora like being thrown off the cliff. And I found it really funny because everyone was like shocked, and I was thinking, this shit was written so early in advance. What do you mean? This is obviously she's gonna die. And then when Thanos crushes Vision's skull, I got a really good kick out of that. I remember being like, "Fuck yeah!" Because I hate Vision. I don't know why. So watching that happen, I was just like cathartically drunk, like "fuck yeah." But the rest of the movie, I don't really fucking remember at all. Honestly, don't really remember. So I won't drink for the next one.
Yeah. Well, we're at an hour and 5 minutes, so I guess we can stop. What did we even talk about today?
We just
climate
rambled.
change.
I liked it. It was good.
We talked about climate change, gaming in your tweens.
Ah, yes. Personal sorting through personal problems in the sense of revisiting past flames as you were or as they were.
Yes.
Um,
And I guess some Marvel movies.
I did have under the topics I written was the Marvel Cinematic Universe being like having a monopoly on like a ton of shit. Or what was it? No, Disney having a monopoly on the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and then Disney has like a monopoly on a bunch of other like media. And it's just like, damn, Disney, they got Star
Yeah, they have
Wars.
Star Wars, they have Marvel.
They're out there.
Also, Disney in itself is like a crazy fucking franchise.
Yeah.
They're making a Frozen 2. Why?
I did not like the first one. It was alright, but I don't really do it.
It was okay, but like, what needs to happen now?
That snowman's got to get fucked. That's what I'm here to see.
He's gonna live. But yeah, okay, whatever. See everybody next week. Whoever's gonna be here next week.
Farewell, everyone. Farewell, farewell.
Maybe next week we'll have more concern.
I did want to talk about that after the recording, if you wouldn't mind briefly.
Okay, I'm gonna press stop recording. Goodbye, people. I